Hi, I'm James McGuire, and on today's eSpeaks, we're talking about managing and protecting data, which is more complex than ever in today's multi-cloud environment. To discuss that, I'm joined by Doug Matthews, Senior Vice President of Product Management at Veritas Technologies. Doug, very good to have you with us today.
Hi, James. Thanks for having me.
So I think that data management has been a difficult topic for companies for as long as there's been data, probably even more so today. Would like to get your sense, as you survey the data management market, what are the major challenges companies face? What's your take on that?
Yeah, sure. I think data management in general is driven by and being influenced by several factors. The first being, you mentioned it, multi-cloud. Right? There's a massive digital transformation initiative in almost every company that we speak with. So there is this transformation that's occurring, this accelerated digital transformation that's driving more and more cloud adoption. So that's number one. Number two, we're seeing more and more threats from the cyber security angle, right? So especially ransomware. We have some statistics. 79% of customers last year reported that they were impacted by ransomware directly, and that of those who reported they were impacted, over 50% actually paid the ransom. That's a pretty compelling problem that needs to be solved and need that customers need capabilities to address. So you got cloud, you got cyber threat, and the other one is always there. Right? Nobody got a big budget cash infusion, so we're all operating under the same cost pressures that we've always operated under. So they're trying to figure out how they can do and handle these advanced new capabilities and threats with the same cost envelope that they had in the past.
So it's difficult, it's complex, and it's expensive at the same time. So that, and not to mention, of course, and I'm sure you'd acknowledge this, that the data is just growing exponentially. So how can companies ease the burden of data management? What advice do you recommend to them?
Yeah, sure. So we're approaching this a little bit differently in the way that we're trying to solve this for companies. And first of all, companies need a very efficient cloud optimized capability to ensure that they can adopt that multi-cloud architecture, and that they can also operate in a very cost efficient manner. The second is, they should automate everything, right? Getting the whole platform fully automated to address these needs, or even potentially adopting a service offering that's delivered fully as a service for data protection. That's another key element. So that reduces your cost burden, eliminates risk, and ensures that you're very efficient in the way that you operate. And the final piece is looking for a platform, and we're delivering this, of intelligence around your applications. So a solution that can actually understand your business service needs and your applications and be able to marry those up for you without a tremendous amount of user interaction, thus reducing costs, minimizing your risk, bringing your threat service down much smaller. So it's those three pillars of a strategy that we call autonomous data management. And it goes one step beyond automation into this world of autonomous.
Well, all right, so let's drill down into that. Exactly what is autonomous data management, and how's it addressing the needs of companies? What is the ADM advantage as you see it?
Yeah, so autonomous data management is it goes one step beyond automated. It understands the operating environment and adapts to that operating environment with limited user interaction. So at Veritas, we've set a vision for ourselves where we will eliminate the need for user interaction to adapt to changes in the operating environment, and we call that autonomous. So if you think about it, I like to talk about the cruise control as an analogy, right? So if I get in my car, I get on the interstate here in the southeast of the United States, and I set my cruise control. Probably shouldn't say it out loud, but somewhere in the 85, 90 mile an hour range, right? So we're zipping along the interstate. I'm still the user. My operating environment is the world around me. And I, as the user, have to see the car in front of me. I have to see if the lane next to me is open to pass. I have to understand that I'm getting off on the next exit, so I need to start moving over. The platform, the cruise control, is great at automating my speed control, but it doesn't understand the operating environment and still relies on the user. Autonomous means I get in my car, I say, hey, car, I need to be at destination A, and I need to be there by time X. Take me there. And it understands and adapts to all the different environmental variables and operating environment without my interaction. I can read a book, I can take a nap. I don't need to be involved in a decision. And that is what we're designing for with autonomous data management in our platform.
So I would assume that there's a pretty heavy use of artificial intelligence to make that entire system run.
Very much so. Yes, it's all AI driven, and we utilize machine learning to understand what what the customer's typical operations are. So we'll do things like watch a customer's tenant. We'll understand their workloads, and we'll understand how they're deploying their data protection requirements. We'll learn from them through machine learning algorithms, and the AI will automatically begin to deploy those kinds of resources and ensure that those customer service levels are met.
Am I correct in thinking that since it requires AI, that a customer has to set it up and sort of train the system for their own infrastructure, or not necessarily?
Oh, so that's where it really becomes kind of beautiful. So because we have such we're the world leader in data protection, so we have a very large install base out there. Lots of our customers are reporting data to us and how they're configuring things. So we utilize this machine learning algorithm, not just to learn from a single customer's process, but all of our customers. So we'll train the algorithms using everybody's way of approach to the problem. So we'll find commonality. And then we'll also look for things that are slightly different in an individual's operating environment so that we will begin to learn how they want to customize. So we'll come with a wealth of knowledge on how the world treats certain workloads, but then adjust it to adapt to individuals' preferences over time.
Well, I guess if there's some data professional out there, is he or she going to think, oh gosh, ADM is going to put me out of business? It's going to move so smoothly, or will they still be needed because it's so complicated?
No, let's be totally clear here. People are needed. In fact, people today are already being asked to do far more than they can get done in the time that they have. So what we're going to do is the ADM will take over some of those menial tasks, like patching, provisioning, updating, et cetera, and enable that person to focus on the more significant business outcomes that they need to drive, like setting my SLAs, ensuring I'm compliant, doing those bigger tasks that are much more important to the business, making that individual more valuable to the organization as their skills progress up.
So it sort of sounds like it's a take or a version of AI ops. Am I correct in thinking that?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is kind of settling into that. Bringing AI ops to the space of data management is how we think about it.
Cool. Well, that is very futuristic. Speaking of which, let's look at the future of data management. It sounds like it's going to get far, far more automated. What do you see later this decade? What is data management going to look like in the year 2027 or so? What's your best guess?
Well, our vision, autonomous data management, is a 5 to 7 year vision. So we feel that autonomous operations of the platform is where we end up in about 5 years from now. We've already laid the planks, right? So we've delivered a highly efficient cloud platform. We're working through the release of the automation of that platform. And we've already built the infrastructure so a customer who wants to do intelligent application protection can do that manually today. And we've set up the basic algorithms to begin learning. So over time, over the next couple of years, our algorithms begin to learn and we begin to advance further. A use case here, as we talked about, we have an algorithm that watches all of our customer tenants. Let's say a 0-day threat kicks off in South Africa. That 0-day threat is targeting a particular workload that runs on a particular service provider. We will see that coming through our telemetry from that South African customer. We can look across the other, thousands of customers we support and find commonalities that resemble that infrastructure and that target threat surface. And we can automatically begin to start protecting at a higher level those workloads. So that capability is just right on the cusp of releasing. And that's like one of the use cases that we see as a future strategy. So if you think about years from now, it's automatically reacting to those 0-day threats, being at a higher level of protection when they occur, and then enabling the user to be able to adjust and tune and eliminate their risk before it actually impacts them.
The one thing you said that may build on that I found it really interesting is the idea of using all the data from all the various clients to protect one or protect various clients. So you're getting a larger body of data than just one client. That to me seems like a big part of what the future is in terms of data management.
It really is. It's knowledge. It's anonymized knowledge sharing of threats and outcomes, so that everybody can take advantage and manage their environment more effectively. It's something we already do today in our Net Insights capability with our appliances. It's something that you're hearing me talk about throughout this autonomous data management strategy as well.
Hmm. Doug, that's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing your insight today. I appreciate it. I think it's going to be a very neat thing to watch in the years ahead.
Thanks a lot, James.